federal government has established the Police Pension Fund Administration. Now, this is one of the latest developments in the pensions market, especially after the hosting of the World Pension Summit for Africa in Nigeria. Michael Lainka tells us more in this interview. I'd like you to tell us what is the state of the pensions market.
I think the state is good. Following the World Pension Summit, the market has been trying to assimilate all the fallout of the World Summit. All the papers and presentations have been packaged together, and PENCON has sent it to all those who participated. And I reckon that most of the operators will have spent time digesting, discussing their management team, and see how it affects. But I think what is critical is the fact that Nigerian pension scheme is now on the global stage. The whole world has come to see us, and it can only be better. So the after effect of the World Summit, I think, is good, both for the Commission, the operators, and the contributors, because everybody could see that, well, this is part of a global scheme, as was expressed during the World Pension Summit.
Since the hosting of the World Pension Summit in Abuja, what has been the mood in the market?
I think in terms of active mood, the market just observed the World Pension Summit as one of those government scheme or program. Those who are operators took interest in it. But if you ask me, the normal employee whose contribution is sent to the PFA, I don't think it makes any difference. Okay. But if somebody is about to take a decision that relates to pension, then I think the World Pension Summit has added some level of credibility, and also enables those who still have some doubts about the scheme to begin to believe it. So I think in terms of fallout, it's a positive one.
What are the new developments in the pensions market?
New development in pension, I think in the last few months or few weeks, has to do with the fact that the police pension is now being structured as a closed pension PFA. And what that means is police pension now is on its own. It has their own MD, their own management, and they operate like other closed pension fund administrators like Chevron, Shell, Unico Pensions, and all Progress and the rest. They are still in the scheme. The other thing is that the Commission is in the process of putting together those areas that the law has changed. And I reckon that a circular will come from PENCON telling us, okay, this is how the implementation will be. Like the change of rate, they need to tell the industry when will the new rates begin to apply. While the old rate is 7.5% by employee, 7.5% by the employer, the new rate says 8 by the employee and minimum of 10 by the employer. There are some other aspects too, but that will be after the law is being gazetted and is available for implementation.
And now the President, Goodluck Jonathan, has signed the 2014 bill into law. When do you think it will be effective?
The law is effective now. The law is effective as soon as the law was signed by Mr. President. It's just that when it's gazetted, you will now have to backdate it and make sure you do all the computation and send the necessary returns. I mean, accrued contribution to bring the contribution to the required level. You know, once the President signs the law, then it has to be gazetted. And once the gazette is out, it's only when it's gazetted, it has gone into all the machineries of government, and everybody is aware of it, that they can now ask PFAs, employers, employees, to implement it. And once that is done, the employers can implement it retroactively. So, but it became operational when the president signed it into law, because there was an existing law. By signing that law, the Pension Reform Act 2014, it repealed 2004 Pension Reform Act. And this one becomes effective immediately. But in terms of administrative implementation, it will only happen after the Gazette of the law. When the law was signed in 2004 by then President Obasanjo, the military, the intelligence service, and the security services, and the police were to be involved, were to be included in the scheme. But the military subsequently appealed that all over the world, military pension is not lumped with everybody else's pension. And after a few years, about almost 8 or 9 years, they subsequently succeeded, and military pension was taken out completely of the scheme. In fact, we had to return the money back to the military. And intelligence service, yeah, because they were already paid, they were already contributing. Don't forget that the pension law of 2004 allow military to pay 2.5%, and the military employer pays 12.5%, while the rest were paying 7.5%. So when the military appeared to be succeeding in securing the exit, the police team, police also started their agitation. And at the end, everybody thought police would be allowed to go. But what the government then did was to say, okay, military, intelligence service, and state security services have come out of the scheme. If the police comes out of the scheme, then there's head of service office will also say, what is the federal government employees, what are the federal government employees doing? Let them come out. So they said, no, they don't need to go. If they don't want to be mixed with everybody else, let us allow you to set up a closed pension closed pension administrator. And so that's what has happened. So, because people are getting it confused, as if police too have left the scheme. No. Every policeman still have retirement savings account. It's just that they now have their own company, they have their own MD, and their own staff that manages only police pension, just like Chevron, Shell, Progress Trust, Unico Pensions, and everything, which I think is a better idea. Maybe that's what could have happened with the military, but that's history now. So now that they've got the license from PENCOM, we expect that they will verify the records and know how many of